What if your company's confidential SharePoint data accidentally got posted on Twitter? No alerts, no approvals, just exposed. That's not just embarrassing, it's a serious data breach. And sometimes, one wrong step, whether in Power Apps or Power Automate, can put your internal data out in public. That's exactly the kind of disaster data loss prevention policy are designed to stop in Power Platform so that it never happens. So, how DLP policy actually work behind the scene? What happens if a maker tries to use something like a Gmail connector in a blocked environment? Well, that's what we are about to explore. So, this is also one of the most frequently asked Power Platform interview question. And at the end of this video, I'll give you example which you can use in the interview. So, watch complete video. So, now let's dive in. As per Microsoft documentation, data loss prevention is a critical aspect of maintaining data security and compliance within the Microsoft Power Platform ecosystem. In short, they are the data protector in Power Platform ecosystem which helps to reduce the risk of users from unintentionally exposing organizational data. Where do these DLP policies affect? These DLP policies impact on Canvas app and Power Automate flow. DLP policies can be defined and managed at the tenant or environment level using the Power Platform. DLP policy is using three ways classification systems. First is the business category, which allows connection only to other connectors in the business group. Then another category is non-business, which allows connection only to other connectors in the non-business group. Then one category is blocked, which blocks any connection attempt to these connectors. So in Power Platform, each connector, for example SharePoint, Twitter or any other, can be only in one group, either business or non-business. No connector can exist more than one group at the same time. For example, if SharePoint is in the business group, it can't be used together with a connector like Twitter if Twitter is in the non-business group. So this help keep your business data safe by blocking risky combinations. So if any connector resides in the block category, say Gmail, then connection attempt to these connectors will be restricted. Let's see a practical example of creating and implementing DLP policies. So to create DLP policy, let's navigate to admin.powerplatform.microsoft.com. In the left navigation bar, click on the policy and the first link is data policy. So let me create one policy. I'll click on the new policy. So here you need to provide the policy name. So I'll recommend you provide some meaningful name. So right now we are taking an example of blocking the Gmail connector. So I'll give the relevant name, Gmail connector DLP. Click on next. So here you can see the categories of these policies which we have discussed earlier. So this one is a business category. So here it is non-business category and this one is the blocked. So by default, all the connectors fall under the non-business category. Okay, so you can move these connectors across business, non-business and blocked. Okay, so for example, if you select Microsoft Teams, so this connector is right now in the non-business category and you can move to business. Okay, but you can't block it. So there are several connectors that you can't block because it's a Microsoft connector. So you can't block it, but you can move it around either business or non-business. Okay, so for example, let me select the SharePoint. You can move to business but can't block it. So there is one connector, for example, Excel, that you can block. If you select it, you can see you can move to business or either you can block this connector. Right now we are restricting the Gmail connection. So let me search for the Gmail connector. Select this and I want to block it. So click on block. So now you can see we have one connector in the block which is our Gmail. So this connector is blocked. Click on next. So I don't want to change this any pattern. Click on next. So now there are three scopes. Add all the environments. So this policy will be applicable to all the environments which are available You can add multiple environments and you can also exclude certain environments. For example, you want there is some environment, say test. You don't want to include that, so you can choose this option. So right now I keep this add all environments and click on next. So here we can review the policy. The policy name is Gmail connector DLP information and the scope will be add all environments. Now click on create policy. So the new policy has been successfully created. Perfect. So it's a Gmail connector, all environments, created date and created by. Okay. So now let's try to add this Gmail connector into our Power Apps. So let me open make.powerapps.com. Click on create. Start with blank canvas. So I'll choose tablet size. One thing I forgot to mention, you can create DLP policy only when you have access to admin.powerplatform.microsoft.com. Otherwise, you won't able to do that. So here, let's try to add Gmail connector. So click on data, add data, search for Gmail, add a connection. Okay, accept and connect. We were not able to add this connection. Please try again. Click on see more. So you can see connection creation editor shared Gmail has been blocked by data loss prevention DLP policy Gmail connector DLP. So that means now your developer can't connect Gmail connector with Power App or Power Automate. So this completes our DLP policy. Interviewer may ask you, have you implemented DLP policies in your project? Then you can say yes, I have worked with DLP policy in Power Platform. In one of my projects, I created a custom DLP policy for a specific environment used by the HR team. So we separated connector into two groups. First is the business group. So where I added connector, SharePoint, Outlook, Excel and Dataverse. And in another non-business group, I have added connector Gmail, Twitter and Dropbox. So this policy blocked users from using business and non-business connectors together in the same app or in the same flow. So for example, someone tried to use SharePoint plus Gmail in Power Apps to email employee data. The DLP policy automatically blocked it. So this helped prevent sensitive data from being sent outside the organization. That's all for this video. I'll see you in the next video. If still you have not downloaded my free Power Apps interview questions ebook, then please download it. Link is in the description. Please like, subscribe and share this channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.